Oh, hello there. I'm Scott Sawa, and this is an Understudy diary. All right, y'all. So I am recording this on Saturday, May 6th. We are closing tomorrow. The show closes tomorrow, and that's sad. But I have not filled you in since my understudy performance, which was about 3 weeks ago. But first, there were a bunch of understudy performances. Like I said, I think in previous videos, the understudy performances were scheduled throughout the run rather than just having one understudy performance. So there were lots of opportunities to see all of the understudies perform, and I did see almost all of them. I'm sorry, Rebecca. But Abby and Connor, Abby DeMoro and Connor Brown, each understudied 2 roles, and they were fantastic in both of them. Connor, I previously worked with her on Doobie Doobie Moo at Lifeline, and she was an understudy there, and she killed it. And she did it again in both roles in this show. She's also understudying SpongeBob SquarePants this summer, so that's very exciting. I also got to see Michael Radford and Ashley Graham in their performances. They were awesome. And yeah, awesome understudy cast. One of the best teams of understudies I've ever worked with, by far, hands down. I mean, no offense to anybody else I've ever worked with as an understudy, but this team was quite the crew. When it came to my preparation, I the last couple days, the last week before the show was a little stressful. Maybe just a little nervous. Those little things that you haven't quite done yet. So, for example, I did a makeup test on myself at home, just to make sure that I could pull everything off. It was a little bit more complicated than I expected it to be. So like I had to block out my eyebrows here. I'd never used bronzer before, so that was tough for me to figure out. We also had a lot of eye makeup and mascara, which I don't usually have to put on. With the eyebrow, I blocked out this part of it so that I can get kind of like this line here. Our makeup designer, Sydney Jenko, designed this beautiful makeup. But when it came to this day of the show, she was like, "Hey, if there's anything you need, like you want me to do your whole makeup, you can let me know." And I was like, I think I can do my own makeup. I think I'm good. But then it came to those eyebrows, and I was like, I really want these eyebrows to look good. So I blocked them myself, and didn't do a great job on the powdering. But what are you gonna do? It came out fine. Nobody knows. On the day of the show, I actually had a understudy rehearsal. So we rehearsed at 12 o'clock to 2:30. I got a snack and came back at 2:45 for intimacy call, fight call, and actually I'm not sure we did a dance call. But I had already run the whole show that day, which for me I kind of like because I get to run through absolutely everything, and then like there's no time to lose it, forget anything. My final rehearsal went fantastically. I asked if I could wear the costume, and that was a big help because all the little things, little tiny props. You figure out where to put them on your person and your costume. In terms of the actual show, it went awesome. I had lots of friends there. Alana, my co-host from the podcast, was there. JD, our director, their partner Duffy. Brian, my fellow understudy, my friends from Bye Bye Liver, just a lot of handbag people were there too. So it was just a really warm room, and I think it went pretty awesome. I think I only dropped one line, which I didn't. Well, I mean, I just said the wrong thing at the wrong time. It didn't mess up anything though. Although Robert, my co-star, he definitely like was like looking at me like for a moment, and I was like, "What?" um, and then after probably the first act, he was like, "Hey, what about that line?" I was like, "Oh, you know what? I didn't say that line, did I? There's a different line that goes there, huh? Okay, that happens." Oh, and then because I hadn't really rehearsed with the costume and the knife, there's a knife that I use in the play. So because I hadn't rehearsed really with both of them, I put the knife in my gun holster after I use it, and then the next time I pull out my gun is this big double cross moment in the play, and I, instead of pulling out my gun, I pulled out my knife, and I was like, "Wait, what? No!" And then I like ran off stage a little bit and like put it down, and then I come back and I was like, "Oh, well, you no, whatever the line was with the gun." So that was fun. I mean, there wasn't really any time for me to play it off like it wasn't a total mistake. But you know, that's the fun of theater. That's the fun of understudy performances. And with a show like this and a company like Hell in a Handbag, you're really able to call out when things like that happen. And the audience loves it. I love it when I'm in the audience. So, oh yeah. So finally, the show went well. It was over. Relaxed a lot, and we had one more understudy rehearsal after that. And just in terms of, I just find this interesting because as an actor in the past, when there's a kissing scene or any kind of intimacy, you know, it's just like, go do it, or you're not an actor, do it, or you know, you're not professional. And this whole time, especially with, you know, COVID and all that, it's been very clear that if we're not comfortable kissing for whatever reason, we can just not during the rehearsal. Myself and Brian, the actor I'd be kissing, we'd already gone on in our roles. We knew what to do. So we decided that instead of kissing, we would just do a placeholder, a little high five. And we'd hold it. If it was a 6-second kiss, we'd hold it for 6 seconds. A 1-second kiss. And, you know, it's kind of silly and stupid, but, you know, you just can take away those layers of, I don't know, danger or, I don't know, awkwardness when you just kind of downgrade the intimacy or whatever action it is. It was only for a rehearsal. Nobody was watching it. And we knew we could do it. We've done it in the past. So, yeah. Tomorrow is closing for the show, which is super sad. I've seen this show probably 7 times since it opened. And I mean, you know, I'm obliged to go as a understudy to see the show, you know, once every week. But I did come more than that. And it's just, I love this show. It gives us an opportunity to look at gay love and gay identity in a very unique way. And when I read this script, I had no idea how we were going to pull it off. I had probably mentioned that in a previous video. And the way we did it was just so brilliant and fun and full of love and joy. And I couldn't be more proud of this show. It's definitely one of my favorite shows I've ever worked on. And easily my favorite show I've ever understudied. Well, not easily. I mean, Casa Valentina was fucking amazing too. So, but you know, it's a good one. So this has been a really awesome experience. In terms of my understudy preparation, I think, you know, I did what I usually do with the audio memorization, and it worked really well. Even by opening, I was 100% memorized. So yeah, I think I really solidified my understudy technique on this show, which was really fantastic, and it's been awesome to share with you all. It's been really awesome whenever anybody's like, "Oh, hey Scott, I saw you on YouTube." I'm like, "Oh, you watched it, thank you." So if you actually watched to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're wonderful, and I love you. We're gearing up for the third season of You're On in 5, The Art of Understudying. We've recorded our first episode of the season. We've got another one scheduled, and we'll be scheduling more throughout the coming months. We're hoping to premiere those in July, August. So keep tuned. Join our Patreon if you can. Even $1 is wonderful. Thank you. Have a great life. Bye!